In today's video, I'm going to share a bunch of things I wish I knew sooner in my playthrough of The Outer Worlds 2. Some of these things might seem super obvious to some, but for me, a few of these things I didn't figure out until I was 20 plus hours into the game. And yes, that is probably a skill issue on my part. And if you have any tips that I didn't put in here that you guys got hung up on, throw them down in the comments to try and help out some other players. All right, let's get into it. The next few things I'll go over are a bit more of the obvious things that I didn't clue into right away. Okay, I'm not even joking when I say this, but I didn't even realize we had a flashlight on us, let alone how the hell to use it. And if you don't know, it is up on the D-pad on controller and the L key on M and K. I also didn't realize that you can change your view without going into your menu. Like I thought you had to go into the settings to do it every time. But again, nope, that is not true. On controller, it's the view or back button, whatever one you call it. And on M and K, it's the U key. Another one that took me a bit to figure out is to hold down the grenade button, and it'll give you a flight path and point of impact for those extra long distance grenade attacks. Next up is when you're creating your character. I would consider taking either Brawny, which is a fantastic melee build trait, or plan on investing into the engineering skill, which is useful for fixing things and often making quests easier and take less steps. The reason I'm mentioning this is because in the realm of The Outer Worlds 2, there are a lot of malfunctioning doors that can only be opened by the aforementioned trait and skill. So if you don't invest in one of these, there will be certain areas that you will not have access to. It's mostly just stuff for side quests and extra loot, but it's still worth mentioning because it is, there are a lot of those doors. Which kind of leads me into my next point. The only time you can respec your character is right after the opening prologue. Personally, I love this as it makes your build choices mean something and have consequences. I would definitely take some time and plan out your build. I would recommend favoriting skills you want, so later when you have met the requirements, it will be up at the top and easily seen for you to choose. Another useful tool is a website called nukesdragons.com. It has a very useful build planner that is great for figuring out where you want to take your build in The Outer Worlds 2. This is a third-party tool that I actually use to plan out my builds. It is a very handy website. All right, next up, I'd like to talk about the fact that this game will reward you for exploring every nook and cranny that each map has to offer. It's a lot of ground to cover, but the return on investment in the form of great loot and interesting side quests, as well as great locations, it's definitely worth it. Which brings me to my next point, is to save a lot. If you think you're saving a lot, you should probably do it more. You never know when you'll make a choice you regret or pick the wrong reply and don't like the outcome. It's really nice to be able to go back and make different choices to see all the options that you have. Especially if you only plan on one playthrough of this game, you definitely want to make sure you're making the right choice. And also, just a quick little sidebar here, if you make the wrong choices when it comes to your companions, they can get very angry and leave you. And if you don't have a save point after you've made one of these choices, you will have to live with that choice for the rest of your game. The next thing I think we should go over is the fact that you cannot become over-encumbered in this game. I'll repeat that again, just so we're all clear. You can carry as much shit in your inventory as you see fit with no penalty other than it being a nightmare to find things. So you should be picking up everything you can, like actually everything. Because with the addition of crafting in the Outer Worlds 2, all of your junk can be converted into crafting materials in the click of a button. Which kind of segues into my next point. You should be stealing everything that's not nailed down in this game. There's a simple, detected system while you're crouching. And if someone sees you steal, you'll have to pay the consequences, which, to be honest, is minimal to begin with. Also, don't sleep on pickpocketing. Most NPCs can be pickpocketed and have some reasonably good loot on them. And so many key cards to lockers, secret stashes, all kinds of stuff like that. Now let's talk about your inhaler for a quick second. It definitely took me a minute to figure out how this fully functioned in the Outer Worlds 2. First off, when you are in the thick of battle, you'll use your trusty inhaler to heal yourself. But outside of combat, you'll use food and beverages to heal yourself. If you're unsure, just look at the symbol at the bottom of the screen to be 100% sure which method of healing you're about to use. A little sidebar about food is I have played enough RPGs to know that if you drink too much alcohol, you'll probably get drunk and the screen will go all blurry, it'll be hard to walk, and eventually it'll pass or you'll wake up in an alley somewhere in the game. Well, in this game, you can drink as much liquor as you want, and the only side effect will be, I guess not a side effect, the only effect will be that you're healing yourself. Now, I thought this might lead to a flaw, but I don't think there is one associated to that in the game. Next up, I'd like to talk about damage types, and there are 6 damage types in the Outer Worlds 2. Physical, plasma, corrosion, shock, frost, and N-ray. Dealing damage with any damage type aside from physical stacks a unique side effect on the enemy. Stack enough of a particular damage type's side effect and the effect escalates, doing a more powerful effect. Some enemies can be immune or weak to a damage type's side effects, so experiment with different weapons when you're having trouble. Let's go over the 6 damage types now. First up is physical, an all-around type that provides no specific advantages or disadvantages. Next up is plasma. Plasma damage applies burn, dealing continuous damage over time. Stacking burn causes the target to explode, dealing damage to enemies near the target. Corrosion. Corrosion damage applies vulnerable, lowering armor as it builds up. Stacking vulnerable transitions it to dissolved, completely removing the target's armor bonus and causing them to take an additional bonus damage. Shock damage applies electrocuted, repeatedly interrupting the target when applied to enemies, or reducing your gadget energy recharge rate when applied to yourself. Stacking electrocuted applies paralyzed, disabling enemies and dealing heavy damage or completely draining your gadget energy. Next up we have frost. Frost damage applies chilled, slowing down the target's attack and movement rate. Stacking chilled applies frozen, disabling enemies or disabling your ability to sprint, slide, and double jump. And finally, we have N-ray. N-ray damage applies N-radiated. Cause internal damage to a target, which then radiates more N-rays to surrounding targets. Stacking N-radiated will automatically kill the target regardless of health. Next up, I'd like to discuss the companions in the game. The first 2 companions you absolutely cannot miss, as they're a part of the main quest. But the others are technically missable because they are part of side quests. Another thing about companions is make sure you do their side quests as soon as possible because they get a significant power upgrade upon completion of these side quests. Another great thing about companions, or well, one of them anyway, is Niles. The fact that he is basically a portable crafting bench. This is probably one of the handiest things about any of the companions, and something that I use frequently, to the point where I kind of don't take Niles out of my party. The ability to be able to craft ammo and refills for your inhaler on the fly is absolutely invaluable. And finally, the last thing really quick that I'd like to go over is always be on the lookout for toss and pitchball cards. These are not only one of those items that the more you collect, the more you can trade into a vendor for better prizes. These also offer a permanent skill upgrade. This may seem like not much of a big deal because each card is worth +1 to your stats, but these stat points add up quickly, and we know that there's at least 100 of them in the game due to the achievement. Whew, that's enough. So definitely keep an eye out for them because they do make a difference. And once you've collected 25 cards, head over to Free Market Station and have a wee chat with Fiona. You might like what she has to offer. Well, that's about everything I wish I knew sooner in the Outer Worlds 2. Obviously, there are things here that I didn't go over, and your list might be completely different than mine. That's kind of what's awesome about, video games. If you think I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. That's going to do it for me today, and I'll catch you in the next one. As always, this is Blue Lungs. Cheers.